I think we're on, right? Hi.
We are. Hello. You're
We're here.
watching the Debbie and Kevin show.
I'm Kevin Trudeau.
And I'm Debbie Fletch. And we're not here with a mad professor.
We're
here with Fred Van Liew. Thank you for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And we're going to talk about water filtering systems.
He's the water doctor. Fred is probably my oldest friend. I've known you for way too long.
Yes.
Do you know it's over 20 years?
Wow.
It's over 20 years
That's
I've known
amazing.
you. Well, Fred is known as the water doctor. He's one of the world's most highest, most respected authorities on water and the benefits of drinking water and all water filtration. And one of the things you may not know is the water you're buying, the bottled water you're buying, the water filters you're buying, and the water you're drinking out of these water filters may be dangerous to your own health. You may be spending money and causing health concerns. And every time I talk to you, the technology, the research that you have about water is mind-blowing. Why do people need to drink pure water as opposed to the stuff that's out there?
Well, it's good that you say it that way, pure water, especially when it's for health reasons or fasting, but even for day-to-day. Pure water is what the body was designed to function with. It's what cools the body. It's what brings nutrients to the cells. It's what takes waste from the cells. You wouldn't wash your car with mud. It doesn't make sense. You don't wash your windows or the countertops in the kitchen with mud. Why would you do that with? Why would you do that with your body? And we have all the plaqued up arteries. We have, we have failing kidneys. We have livers that are shot. The body is not able to cleanse properly. We have plugged pores. We have children with zits and all kinds of problems because we have filthy water, along with the problems in the diet, and worse still, the water substitutes. The water tastes so bad, Kevin, that we drink, you drink stuff like this, the sodas, and they have the sugars, the carbonated carbonation, just destroys the natural processes of cell metabolism.
Because a lot of people don't drink water because they don't like the taste of it.
Right.
Well,
We placate our palate. But then
tap.
they'll filter the water to placate the palate. But they're only taking out the taste things, like the chlorine itself. But they don't take out necessarily many of the chlorine byproducts, the trihallomethanes, that are the most destructive. They don't take out the fluoride, the sulfates, the nitrates, the arsenic, the aluminum, the dead dirt minerals, salts, phosphates, and detergents.
Whoa,
and that's
sweet.
after. No, this is after it goes. This is after it goes through the filter. I mean, it's like a pour through filter, something like this. One of those ones where it has that that filter thing that comes out and you replace it every 2 weeks, costs you several $100s a year to placate the palate. But you're poisoning your children and you're poisoning your system with that other stuff.
All right, now hold on a second. Before I met you,
Yes.
did you drink a lot of water each day?
Yes.
So you drank a lot of water?
Yes, not enough.
What's a lot?
Probably 2 or 3 glasses.
Okay, so 2 or 3 glasses a day. Now, Fred, you speak all over the world.
That's good for where I come
Okay.
from. None of my family drink water.
Okay, you speak all over the country, all over the world
Correct.
on water. Do most people don't drink enough water?
Most people don't drink enough water. I would say in many other countries they drink a little more than in this country, but that's changed a lot because of the billions of dollars that have been put into marketing water alternatives.
And water is water. It's not soda, it's not coffee, it's not tea, it's not juice.
Those are all diuretics. Those will all cause your body to lose.
So most people don't drink enough water, period.
That's right. And according to Dr. Batman Gelig, in his wonderful book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, he says up to 80% or more of our ailments are a direct result of a dehydrated body.
Is not drinking enough water.
Not drinking enough. If you'll drink enough water, you would see up to 80% of your problems go away, and then you and your health provider can deal with the 20% that are real problems.
Hold on to your question, because we got to get this thing going here.
Yes.
Okay, now, so the first thing you're saying is people don't drink enough water. If they drank more water, there would be tremendous health benefits.
Their skin would glow.
If they drank more water, period.
Period. Nothing else.
However, you're saying is, but you just can't drink water. You can't drink tap water. You can't drink bottled water. You can't even drink filtered water. You have to drink pure water. And we're going to talk about how you have a machine that makes pure water.
Right.
Okay. Tell me what type of water we have in these little jars.
Okay.
And what's going to happen here in a moment.
Okay, well, I'd plug them in. But
I'm
what you
afraid.
have over there, you have a bottled.
First off, make sure you get a picture of this. okay, to make
Okay.
sure everybody can see that the waters are all clean.
If you point to the first one, right,
Okay.
they all look about the
Okay.
same. Now you got in the first one you've put, for whatever reason, the reverse osmosis water.
make
That's
sure
a
we see this
process
here.
we'll go through in a minute,
Okay.
plus minerals added. Now this is really common, you know, because people think they need these minerals, these dissolved rocks in the water that are not bioavailable. They buy pure water, but then with these dead dirt minerals put back in.
Okay,
Not a
make-
good
make-
idea,
make
and
sure
I'll
the-
explain why.
Make sure the camera shows the whole jar from top to bottom. Okay, get this whole picture here because I want people to see that these are all clear. They look, okay, thanks. It looks all pure and clear. Okay, so if you're watching this.
Well, they all look the same.
They look all the same. Now, we were before the show. We watched what was being put in here.
Absolutely,
All
yeah,
right.
there's nothing.
And now, so
Now the
this,
second one is tap water.
This is tap water?
This is right out of the
Right out
tap,
of the tap.
which I will never drink no matter what. I don't care if you're putting tea in it. I don't care what you do with it. I'm not going to drink tap water and
Okay.
haven't for years.
this is
Carbon filtered water. That means it's either been poured through one of these types, or it could go through a carbon block.
a $200 or $300 filter someone could buy. That's what this is.
And there are some that cost even more than that. There's a $995 filter that has a bunch of filtering medias that will
Just
come
do
out the
this.
same result as that. That's bottled spring water. That particular one is the most, you know, famous or best known bottled water. Everyone drinks it. It starts with an E, and you know, and you'll see what the results
Okay,
are there.
this is-
and that's the pure reverse osmosis
That
water
comes out of this
I would
filter
recommend.
here.
Yes.
Okay, so the water in this jar here, comes out of this little filter that Fred has developed, which we're going to be talking about in a minute. Now, what we're going to do, these are called water precipitators. We're going to turn on the button.
I'm
You
pushing the button.
Push the button. Debson is putting
You
the
guys
button.
are too funny.
Okay, now she's got the button pushed, and of course it didn't work. Yeah, it did work. Okay, now what's happening right now?
All right, all you have here, and this is no big thing, you just have electrolysis. And the electrolysis process is, with the two electrodes, they conduct current between them in direct proportion to the number of dissolved solids. Dissolved solids are the salts, the metals, the dead dirt minerals that are in water that just congest our body. If they're not in the plant form, in the nutritive form, they will conduct the electricity. Those that are really from the plants don't conduct this kind of electricity. So what you're going to see after a while is this stuff is going to come out of suspension, or it's going to come out of a dissolved state, and it's going to go into suspension where you can see it. And again,
It's
depending
going
on
yellow.
Okay,
depending
so
on the
this
source.
is not adding anything to the water. It's
No,
simply
except
showing.
except the aluminum electrode. No, the aluminum electrode is going to add a little bit from it, and you're also going to see just a trace of yellowing from the iron electrode. So yes, there is a little bit being added from the electrodes in direct proportion to the
pretty much
dissolved solids.
it's
but you're going to see different colorations and all based on what's in the water.
It's showing what's already in the water.
That is correct.
It's showing the junk now. So theoretically, as we can see this getting all mucky, this is what we're drinking.
Well, yeah, I mean that's obvious, isn't it?
Yucksville.
But in a little bit, I'll show you because
All right, now, hold
what
on.
you see.
Look, because you can see this picture here. Is that a good picture? Look, you can see how this is. You spend $2 a bottle, folks. You get a good. You're spending $2 a bottle to drink this
Okay. Thanks.
bottled spring water.
That's what I drink.
Okay.
I feel sick.
Kevin,
Now-
Kevin,
Now
what?
look at Fred's pure water. Nothing, clear as a bell. Now, by the way, I've known Fred forever, and I have all his filters. I drink this water. You know this.
Yeah.
That's what I drink.
You have been really good about that, and I would say, and you're going to look great for many years beyond what other people don't look great. Your skin has always looked healthy. You've always looked healthy, and it's because you take care of yourself.
Look at this, Debs.
I know. Like I said, I feel sick.
Kevin, look, you're going to see a bunch of sludge forming in some of these, but look,
Have you ever seen this happen in
look,
film?
but Kevin,
You're going to see a bunch of sludge.
no,
that?
but what you're going to do?
It's
Look,
got bugs in it.
look, you could take a spoon, and you could probably spoon it out and eat it. You've been drinking it. Why not just eat it? And that's not what you're seeing there is not the really harmful stuff. It's the stuff in between that can really get you, like the pesticides and the chemicals and the fluoride. I mean, fluoride is so destructive, it destroys the enzyme activity in the body, so the communication center of the body just gets destroyed. And look at all the illnesses we have right now, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue and all, where it's basically part of it is just the body. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. You take nutrients and all, and the body doesn't know what to do with it. The enzyme activity is destroyed. You also have some of the rarest cancers ever that are found in virtually every study done on fluoride and how it interacts with the body when it's taken internally. And they just keep burying it because they have to dispose of literally tens of thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of tons of fluoride each year that are a byproduct of the manufacture of metals and the superphosphate fertilizer factories. You have sodium fluoride, we used to use it, but now it's hydrofluosilicic acid. This is a raw washdown of the smokestacks that make the superphosphate fertilizers, and it's so corrosive that if they spilled it on the highway, it would, in 1 hour, eat right through the highway. And that's what we dump into the water. Thurman, Maryland, shut down their fluoridation pumps for repair, and their lead levels went down 78%.
Why is the water so bad today?
Well,
I mean, we used
energetically, garbage,
well,
sludge-wise.
I mean, why is it such a poison? I mean, municipalities spent hundreds of millions of dollars with treatment plants to provide clean water, and you're saying don't ever drink tap water. It's the most deadly thing you could put. I mean, look at this, folks.
Well,
Yeah,
in
that's one
fairness,
thing.
And look at
Gooey.
Fred's water here, crystal clear.
Do you know that I thought I'd catch you out and go, so, Fred, why would I buy your filter system? You know, why is yours better than everyone else's?
Look at the
And look at this.
sludge.
Because yours hasn't reacted.
It's like crystal clear.
but you asked a question. I want, in fairness to the municipalities,
Oh, this is the tap water. In fairness to this, oh yeah, they did a nice
in
job.
fairness to the municipalities, 98% or more of the water that they make, it will never hit your body, never mind ever go inside your body. They have to make the water that's going to, again, wash the cars, the buildings, wash down the floors, etc., and flush the toilets. And although when you flush the toilet, I'll tell you, once you've gotten used to non-chlorinated water, you flush the toilet and knocks you against the back when that chlorine hits you. But it gets in your breathing environment. That's a whole other discussion.
Hold on one sec, because I want to give out a phone number if people want what we're talking about. And if we can get a picture of Fred's actual unit here, we can show, let's get a picture of this. This is what we're talking about. It's a double carafe water filter. Fred actually developed this and it promotes this. We're going to talk about what's inside it and how it works. But folks, this is the water. You put it on your countertop. You just hook it up to your sink. It takes about 2 minutes to install. I have one.
Yeah.
I haven't given it to my friends because the water that comes out of here tastes so delicious and it's so pure. And now let's show. This is the water that comes out of that filter, crystal clear, as opposed to all this crap that's in these other things. Look at that's a nice delicious.
No, don't do that.
Look at
And that's mineral water.
it's spilling.
It's supposed to be bottled mineral water.
Look at this, folks. If you want information on Fred's filter,
Oh, my gosh.
call the number that's on your screen. Call the number on your screen. You mention the Debbie and Kevin show. We'll give you a substantial discount. We have different payment plans available. We'll give you all the information on Fred's water filtration system. He also has a shower filter available and this double carafe unit. But call the number on your screen for more information, and we'll get you that sent out to you, or we can handle that right over the phone with you as well. All right, now,
You know, again, I don't want to scare people. Like I say, it's just sludge.
you're not scaring
and it
anybody,
just-
Fred. I'm sure no one's
I
concerned.
feel great.
No one's concerned about drinking any of this stuff.
It's just, like I say, it's just sludge, and you know, I just
What do you
choose.
mean it's
I
just
just,
sludge?
I just choose not. Well, first of all, a lot of people don't know that the second major ingredient in a lot of municipal waters is toilet tissue. You know, when they send the water to the water treatment, no, when you send, but it's been bleached and it's been sanitized, so it's not a big deal. But they send the
Oh,
stuff.
well, in that case, give me a spoon.
I went to one of these great big water treatment plants, and you know, you flush a toilet, someone else is going to be drinking
Yeah,
that
come on,
water
let's get
several
stuck
days
in
later.
lunch.
You know, you flush the toilet with all that stuff, and you know, who knows what they flush. And if you go to a water treatment plant, you see those big tubs, and all this stuff floating, some of it brown, some of it white, some of it with labels, some of it without. And, you know, that's what they're doing. They swish it around, and then eventually they just dump a bunch of chlorine in this, and they send it back out. Now, I'm oversimplifying, but that's basically what someone is going to be drinking later. And, you know, it is really an ugly thought, but that's what it is. Tissue paper, poop, etc. You bleach it so you can't
People are
see
going to be
it.
scared to ever drink water again after
Well,
seeing
that
this.
I don't really mind. You know, I don't really mind because I know what it does to their bodies. I've fasted for up to 33 days on nothing but pure water like this, without any minerals over there added. The only minerals I add are plant-based minerals, or I like angstrom minerals or colloidal minerals that are bioavailable to the body. And just on that, and energizing the water, there are ways to energize it or bless the water. This is an area I have learned so much of how important it is to bless your food and bless your water or beverage, because it changes the structure of the water molecule. Dr. Emoto's work, which this right here is some of that. I mean, you can actually see that water is not the same. Water is a miraculous substance. That's why they look for water to look for life. Water contains life. That does not contain life. That contains sludge and death. This contains life and the potential for life because you can totally restructure it.
Show us how your system works, and then I want you to actually
Absolutely.
talk about this, and I'm going to talk about the structure in a second.
Okay, what we have...
This is what's inside this device.
Okay.
Your filter, right?
Yes. Okay. What we have right here. First, the water is going to go through this is going to take out the
We got
large...
a camera here. I want to make sure the people at home can see. Okay.
This is what is going to take out the floating debris, the
Toilet
rust,
paper.
the scale, the tissue paper, the larger tissue paper,
tissue
anyway,
paper?
bloodworms,
Yeah,
that sort of a thing.
disgusting.
Bloodworms?
Well, just consider them an extra source of protein. There's no big deal. It's just
This
kind
is
of
actually
cyclical.
in the water.
Well,
An
yeah, but
extra
not a whole lot. And they're not all that common. It just can be cyclical, and they're more common in wells than they are. But like a municipal well might have them, but it's not a big deal. I'm just
Carry
saying
on,
it would
sir.
take it out. And then it goes through the carbon, which is going to remove the chlorine, some of the chlorine byproducts, chemicals, and mercury. It's the only metal it's
Is
removed.
chlorine really important to take out of the water?
Yes, because chlorine is part of what causes the scarring of the arterial walls, and then that the repair job is actually what creates the plaquing on the arteries. And when you combine that with the diet's high in animal fat, it's one of the major reasons we have so much cholesterol buildup inside the arteries.
And
Look, it's a natural body
You've also
function
said
of
that.
repair. It is not a disease. It's a mechanism of the body to repair the damage done by chlorine.
And chlorine's in all the water.
Chlorine's in almost all the water because, look, chlorine is put in the water for a purpose. Fluoride is not. Fluoride's a waste disposal system that's been foisted on the public. My son got poisoned with fluoride. It just got ripping, and that's what drove me into water full time. I was dealing with natural health care. That's why I approach water so differently than everybody. I have approached it from day one as what is best for the body at the cellular
How
level.
long have you been in water, researching water?
Well, intensely, 16 years.
Wow.
22 years total. But, like everyone else, I believe what was written, that's where I'd gotten the best possible filter. I thought, well, the fluoride, the dissolved solids, the sludge was going right through it. It happened to be a big carbon block at the time, and it poisoned my son, the third of my children, the only one born in a high dissolved solid fluoridated area in Texas. The other two were born up in Massachusetts before they fluoridated the surface water. And if you don't think this guy got mad, you can see the passion well up. I was pretty calm before he mentioned fluoride. Fluoride is nasty. And there's not one redeeming benefit to fluoride. If you want to put it on the teeth topically, it does help harden the tooth enamel. Yet children have died because they swallowed that fluoride. That is how toxic. It's more toxic than lead, only slightly less toxic than arsenic. And filters don't remove it. Tap water is loaded with it. Bottled spring water can have it, but may not. The only way to effectively get it out is either reverse osmosis or distilled water. And distilled water is so lifeless, so dead, and without any oxygen or taste, and it strips the body of electrolytes and energy. It robs the body of energy. And that's something important about water that we'll get into. But anyway, so we've only gotten through the first filter, which is this filter is the carbon-filtered water.
Oh,
this is what goes through if you just had this. Now, interestingly, though, that at least doesn't have the chemicals, and that kind of water, carbon-filtered water, can be used for washing vegetables, washing your face and hands, so you're not doing damage to your surface cells. Now, the reverse osmosis membrane then takes out the fluorides, those sulfates, the nitrates, the arsenic, all this sludge, the dead dirt minerals, salts, phosphates, detergents, bacteria, and virus even, so that your body's not having to deal with all
You
of
say
that.
virus. You heard about various like cryptosporidium?
Cryptosporidium is a parasite. It's much larger than a virus. And cryptosporidium will get through most filters. There are some that are tight enough to remove it, but the membrane does remove cryptosporidium.
So that removes cryptosporidium.
This will remove
plus
cryptosporidium.
even smaller things like viruses and bacteria.
Yes. Now, you have to remember, cryptosporidium is usually cyclical, and when there's a cryptosporidium outbreak, it can be really serious. People have died. There were over 400,000 people went down in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which they, by the way, have upgraded their system. But, you always get notified after there's a problem.
Yeah.
You ever get the notice from their water supplier, by the way, last month you should have boiled your water? That's a fact. We get them all the time in Texas. So, but with the membrane, you're protected, and if they tell you, by the way, we had in the past a cryptosporidium outbreak, hope you survive type thing, that would be a good time to change your membrane if it's now past it, because they could be in there, but they didn't get through it. But you don't want them breeding. So wonderful protection, and then just take care of it after the fact. But you don't have to worry about you or your children succumbing to
What's the
their
next part
level.
here?
And then the last one is a carbon polishing filter. And this can either be granular carbon or carbon block, either way. and it just polishes, removes any remaining chemical that may have gotten through the first two. The contact time is slow, so there's lots of contact time. You get maximum taste. With this particular unit, it goes through, and then it drips down, and it gets reoxygenated. This produces the sweetest reverse osmosis water that we've ever had. My wife and I, because my business is water, I have over 120 different systems and combinations. This is the one my wife and I use. We could have under the counter, which is fine. We could have any kind we want. This is the one we use because it tastes the best and the purity is matched. Would you? Okay. It is absolutely fantastic.
Do you want some?
Well, thanks for asking.
Sorry.
Thank you, dear.
Is it always supposed to be this much fun?
It's
talking
never
to you
this
guys?
much fun.
Okay. You did not.
Did you want one?
Wait, did you just...
I'm sorry, look, I'm on a mission, okay?
Did you just smell your water?
No, I didn't. I normally do, though, right?
I smelt mine. You got me in the habit. She smells all her food before she eats it.
I smelt it.
Mm.
I'll say, I know I'd have this at home.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. You've
Fantastic.
already tried it.
It's fantastic. Bottom line, Fred, is this. Best filter in the world?
Best filter in the world.
Best filter in the world.
Best technology in the world. And
Nothing
let's
better.
go nothing better.
The purest water a person can drink.
Purest
All right, now
and most reliable.
I want you to jump up there and show people the back of this and how easy it is to hook up.
Well,
Tastes
first of
nice.
all, let
Without
me just take
knocking
these off.
anything over and causing all types of
Yes,
problems.
yeah, that always helps. What you've got
Oh
right
my
here.
Yeah, and show the people at home. Make sure they
It's
see
so
what's going on.
simple when you're changing the filters. You notice just fingertips, one-handed.
Yeah.
Boy, am I skilled. And then you see these are the same filters. This is what's in here. Now, when it comes time to change the filters, the first filter you change every 6 months. The last filter once a year. You just give it a twist, turn. You notice you never touch anything. You just change the filter. It's
Right.
that simple. You never touch anything the water's going to come in contact with, so you can't contaminate my filters. You got these other types that have these housings. You take the slimy old filter out, really, healthy, wipe your nose with it,
Yeah.
and then you drop a new filter in. Well, that cartridge is filthy in there. This is what people do. Plus, if it's the last one where the water goes through last, it gets all contaminated with the fingerprints, usually of the plumbers and all, and they wonder why their reverse osmosis water is so filthy or gets smelly.
Right.
Because it's been contaminated biologically. It's that simple. The membrane, you only replace once every 3 to 5 years. Putting it back, it's that simple. By the way, I always put, this is something we can discuss sometime, this revitalizes and energizes water. I just put that in there and hide that. Sometimes you might use an even stronger one that we have. And what you've got is the highest energy,
And
totally
then how do they
revitalized
hook
water.
it up? Show them the little fitting, how they hook it up.
Okay, right here you have, I'm going to sit down on this. Right here, there's a little aerator that it appears I've lost. The little aerator that you unscrew the aerator on your faucet. You screw mine on. Looks almost the same. It's got a little ridge on it. You then pull down in this collar, plop it up, it's connected. It's that
Done.
simple. You make sure this is firm, and this will force the water pressure against the membrane, and it'll produce the water and fill these individual carafes, and that's what you see right up here. And if you want to shut one off so the other one fills, it's that simple. I usually leave them both on. Now here's the neatest part. You won't find this anywhere else. You can just loosen this up, and the water will rush through, having been filtered like anyone else's carbon filter that you may pay $100, you may pay $600 for, and that water can be used to wash the fruits and vegetables, to wash your hands, and you won't be wasting the ultra-pure reverse osmosis water for that. Then you just tighten
That's
this
so
up.
handy.
This is the very... You can wash your hair with the filtered water if you want, and then rinse it. Rinse it with this if you didn't have a really good shower filter.
But because with those carafes that you have to refill all the time, and that
well,
they
again.
take so long to go through, you get bored doing it. don't
But
you? Waiting
that's
for it to
but
go
that's
through.
what you got.
And that's what
Oh,
you're getting
yeah.
anyway.
Yay, listen to that.
That's so
Hey,
handy.
gang, yeah. People think I'm nuts by drinking water. Now, let me ask you the question. You said drinking more water is important for a person's health, period. Drinking
Yes.
more water. If a person gets this at home, it appears to me, and you said this, the thing that blew your mind was because there's 2 carafes that are filled with water, they're staring at you in the face every time
It's
you walk by the
encouraging
kitchen.
you to
It
drink
encourages
more
you to
water.
drink the water.
Yeah.
Your cells, and some people don't understand this, when you get starting into quantum medicine, Dr. Paul Yannick, a brilliant, brilliant man, is well published and all, and he starts getting into these things. Your cells, each individual cell is an organism, just like you're an organism, but you're made up of all these other living. They naturally crave certain things. We've just gotten away from listening. You see the water, that signal goes throughout your body, and they say, I want, I want, I want. We're dehydrated, and it's such a natural, look at this is, I didn't know when we built it that this would be why they choose it over other forms like the front, over the front dispensing. You know,
So you can put this on the counter when you're having a meal, or put it in the refrigerator?
But when you're cooking, and I do the cooking in the house, and I had more women tell me, they said, what we really like is we can just reach and pour in the pot. We don't have to reach up, grab something, fill it, wait for it to fill, and then pour in the pot.
Yes.
It's the convenience, and children love it. It's attractive, but here's the thing. If it didn't taste so good,
That's it, yeah.
pure and natural, the children wouldn't drink it. Children will prefer this over the sodas and the substitutes.
Get a picture of this. Look, I mean,
The amount of sugar, there is 6 to 8 teaspoons of sugar in every soda. They add sugar to your juice drinks. They rot the teeth when you give it to little children.
Well, and also, I guess you could take one off and pop it in the fridge, and then you've got ice cold water as well.
Yes, but you know, you will prefer this at room temperature. I should
I
say
do
your body.
personally.
Your body. Well, most people will.
Yeah,
They
I do.
prefer it. But yes, you can refrigerate it. But when you drink the cold water, you restrict your throat. The natural defense mechanism kicks in, and you don't drink as much water. But the reason people refrigerate their water is it tastes so nasty that
that it gets rid of the taste.
it cuts off
I want you to
your
talk
natural
about these
defense.
pictures, because you said water is not water is not water.
That is correct.
Okay, so what we have here is some pictures of what?
Well, let's up there. Look at the Antarctic ice. And this was beautiful
Right
work
here?
by Dr. Emoto. Yes, the perfect structure for water is 6-sided crystal.
Okay.
Antarctic ice, that would be the natural. And those are just some other examples of water. Now you're starting to get polluted. Look at the bottom one. That is polluted water. That is no structure. It is yuck.
That's
That is, and what he
disgusting.
does, he freezes the water, shaves off a crystal, and he looks at
So
it
you can
under
actually
a dark
see what
field
the water
microscope.
looks like.
And then you go to the next page. Now look at this. This is fascinating.
we got this.
Look at this top. This is polluted from the Fujiwara Dam, and the same water with a blessing just offered a prayer over the water, and it forms a beautiful 6-sided structure. You think it's not important when you bless your children, when you bless the water, you are speaking health to them. Then over here, you see, there it's not exactly a nice crystal. The folk dance. Now, I studied folk music for many years and analyzed it, and you look at the perfect 6-sided structure of natural folk music. But you look at heavy metal music, destroys the structure of water.
You mean
What is your body made out of?
Music.
60, 70% water you're made of. You listen to heavy metal music,
I never seen the CDs.
and it destroys
Our friend
the
listens to a
health.
lot of music.
Destroys the health. Do you ever see many healthy-looking heavy metal, I mean,
So this is real water. This isn't somebody's theory.
No,
this is
no.
physically taking the
He's
water
a
under a
scientist.
microscope.
He's a scientist.
We could
Wait.
be here for
Hold on.
another
It's the most
hour.
important.
Okay.
The most important. Now, over here, up here, right there, right there, right there. Look at this. You got just untreated distilled water, and love and appreciation is spoken of it. Look at the crystal. That's that water with that. You got just a simple thank you, a perfect. It is. Then you got, you make me sick, I will kill you. Look what you did to the same water. Adolf Hitler over there. That's the same water, folks.
Interesting.
That's
Now,
unbelievable.
I'm looking at the time, Fred. We have seconds
Yes.
left. Now, your energy crystal you put in there actually energizes the water, right?
Absolutely.
We got seconds left, so we're going to have you back on. But, folks, if you're watching right now, you need to drink more water for your health, and you need to drink pure water. You don't want to drink this guck.
This might encourage you to drink more
Call
as
the
well.
number on
Oh,
your
my.
screen for information on Fred's water systems. He's got the double carafe unit, a shower filter. Plus, if you want information on the energy crystals, call the number for free information. Mention the Debbie and Kevin Show. Big discount.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Debbie and Kevin Show.